an implant person that was going to put out buku bucks, even though I didn't have it. And I thought, well, if I don't go with implants, they're going to put me on the back burner, sort of, and shun me away. But they didn't. They did not. I have 4 dentures, top and bottom.
Top and bottom dentures?
Right. IV sedation they did, and I don't remember a thing. It was wonderful. Yeah, go there because they care.
This is Dr. Kim Mowry, and if you think you have dental problems that are too big to overcome, we're here for you. Please visit us at exceptionaldentistry.com. That's exceptionaldentistry.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Light, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch, talk some sports. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. Michael will make sure all the buttons are pushed right. He's our producer today. Very unusual. This time of the year, almost June, there are a lot of things I'm going to talk about today, and a lot of different topics. I must tell you that the whole softball deal, we'll conclude that conversation today, but judging by the amount of emails I got when I got off the air, there's still a lot of people who want to talk about it. And I will do that with you. Also today, if everything goes right, Skylar Meade, the baseball coach at Troy, is going to join us from their bus as they're heading down here. Cornelius Ingram will talk about the Bridgewater bill that was just signed. You heard Mark Whittemore yesterday. I'll get CI's take on this. And then Huicho Hernandez, former Miami Hurricane player, now part of the broadcast team, will talk Miami Hurricanes baseball as they're coming here for the regional. The SEC meetings in Destin going on, and it's pretty interesting to me that these leagues can't get out of their own way. I mean, if you're a fan right now, the only thing they voted to do so far was to get rid of Cupcake Saturday. Yeah, that's a big headline. Cupcake Saturday gone. But look, 9-game SEC schedule I think is great. You know, you're not going to see the week before the end of the season when Florida plays Florida State, they're not going to play, Podunk U, which I think is a good idea. But there's also, according to CBSSports.com, pending legislation, a bipartisan bill introduced by a Republican and a Democrat. Imagine that. In this day and age, a Republican and a Democrat introducing the same bill. No wonder it's been raining. Anyway, the bill is expected to include a limited antitrust exemption regarding player eligibility in college and transfer rules. It's a legal way that would let the industry write its own rules and enforce them without being challenged in the court system by players seeking additional years while playing in college. So we will see, but apparently the bill is going to address player movement in the portal, eligibility windows, legally limiting player movement to as few as one transfer per career. Would you be for that? I would. But I'll also say, in the NBA or Major League Baseball, you can be traded 4 or 5 times, right? So why limit transfers if you want to make that argument? The NCAA, remember, close to adopting an age-based eligibility model that would allow players to complete in up to 5 seasons. And here's the big one. The bill supposedly is going to include language that would impose a hard and what they term enforceable salary cap on players. Look, can we be real here? Universities have circumvented the system with the House settlement and all of that, right? Remember, the schools are permitted $20.5 million in the House settlement. You don't think that's been jerked around with? You don't think that's been toyed with? Of course it has, right? Also, in this, apparently, limiting coaches' salaries, which they say has been part of the rising cost of college athletics. In the CBSSports.com article I read about this, they actually quoted an SEC athletic director who is a former player, Trev Alberts, very good player in his day. He said, we have a choice to make. Do we want to be governed or not? Are we sending a strong message that college athletics refuses to be governed? They're talking about media rights pooling in the bill also. And don't forget, President Trump has also introduced his thoughts on all of this. So, good Lord, strap it up, buckle up, and get ready, because we finally might see some movements. According to the article, several conference and university leaders signed a letter which they are endorsing the upcoming bill, but they haven't seen the final draft. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But again, given where we are in this world, that's kind of par for the course. Apparently, the ACC and the Big 12 are the conferences that have signed. The Big 10 and the SEC didn't. So, there you go. Now, today, as always, fueled by our good people at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles in business for 50 years. Doesn't that say something? Yeah, when you go see them, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. Coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. They can make your house, your landscaping, your pool area, they can make it look great. And it's all programmable right from your phone. Go to GatorTrimLight.com, find out more. Michael's ready with a text line. If you have a question that way, 352-325-3777, brought to you by B&D Electric. Electrical service you can trust. You can schedule service at bdelectric.com. All of our callers and guests come on the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. You can call them for the best MRI and affordable prices. Find out more, TitanMRI.com. And our email, you know it, srussell@wruf.com, courtesy of International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. You want great jewelry, go see them. They're really good. Any YouTube questions, Michael will pass along, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. Our Facebook Live questions are courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. Quality Plumbing, sponsoring the first hour of the show, a name you have trusted since way back in 1984. Rely on the same company that has been here all that time. Their name says it all. And all of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. All right, 3928255. Email srussell@wruf.com. Mark, throughout the years of listening to your show, there are some repeated topics that tend to increase the number of callers and emailers who participate. One of them being collegiate athletes lining up to shake hands at the conclusion of baseball, softball, basketball games. Some are for it, others against. In your opinion, what is it about this particular topic that fans find to be so polarizing? Because to be honest, I could really care less whether teams do it or don't do it. Mark, there's a lot in there, and there's a lot to pack in this. I think it all depends on where you're coming from this. If you are for sportsmanship, right, then I think you should shake hands at the end of a game. Don't have to. But, I mean, if you're going to teach, how do you teach young kids sportsmanship? Isn't that part of it? That when you lose, okay, go shake somebody's hand? Because, to your point, in the grand scheme of things, is that a big deal? No. But I do think if you're going to do it, then you do it right. So we'll get your thoughts. Mr. Ed emails, not the horse. A vast gap in how one can or should respond to disappointment versus lack of respect. I followed the athletic lives of many women who became young women who were softball players at Florida. One phrase commonly offered by women who have graduated and moved on when they asked about their time as Gator softball players, "It made me the person I am." I find, this is him talking, I find no value in the suck it up attitude commonly applied to these student athletes. I've seen their responses to disappointment. I've seen their growth and can see much of who they are likely to become. If these young women felt that the level of disrespectfulness outweighed their disappointment, I support them completely and will do so until there's evidence to the contrary. They have always supported the university and Gator traditions. Turning 21 in Vietnam probably gives me a different perspective on lack of respect. I think our Gator softball players did what they talk about regularly, and what got many of us through Vietnam is having your buddies' backs. That's the height of respect. All right, let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Gator Man, hello.
Well, what's going on, Steve? If I was to shaking hands, I feel like you should shake hands, but sometimes I think it's best not to.
Why is that?
Yeah. Huh?
Why is that?
Well, I think that game was pretty toxic. Yeah, if they'd have shook hands, it probably even got worse.
Well, okay, but if you take that attitude, then I'm stretching this, Gator Man. So when something goes really well, great. Hey, great game. Way to go.
Yeah.
Right? If something goes poorly, out of hell with it. I'm not shaking your hand. I don't know that I buy that.
Well, I feel you on that. But like I said, sometimes if you don't teach it, do it. But, you can look at both sides, I guess.
Yes, you can, no doubt.
Yeah. But as far as the baseball team goes, I like where we're headed. And I got the top 10 reasons I like the Gators to take it off. Number 10, they're coming together at the right time. Number 9, Cade McDonald, and I think he's the X factor. Number 8, Brandon Lawson, I tell you, he just looked like a baseball player with those glasses on. Number 7, Sierra, he looks like the Part 1B. Number 6, the Gators are road warriors, not afraid to take the show on the road. Number 5, been through the gauntlet of the SEC. Number 4, we owe some teams some payback. Number 3, confidence factor, bring it, we ready. Number 2, the pitching staff as a whole, who is better? Number 1, O'Sullivan is not new to this. He is true to this, and he's been doing this. Steve, you have a good day.
Gator Man, thank you. Mike, hello.
But Steve, I agree with you 100%. It's about sportsmanship, and you can't pick and choose when you want to have good sportsmanship. You have it every game, and we're losing that, Steve. You could see it with what Texas Tech got away with. The stuff that they were doing is just appalling. It's just we're losing sportsmanship, and there are a lot of people out there that don't care about it. But, I've got kids and grandkids, and I taught elementary school for 35 years. I think it's very important. I just think that those type of things, character, we're not teaching character anymore. We got a lot of characters, but not a lot of people that have character. And I think it's a shame that we're losing that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole look, I could get into a whole thing here about society and where we are and all of that. But, maybe the easiest thing, if you want to go down the road, is either A, shake hands at the beginning of the series, right, before any animosity happens. Because, look, what happens at a football game? They walk in the middle of the field and shake hands, right? The captains do. So maybe have the captains do it. I don't know.
Well, there's about 60 players that would have to shake hands in football.
But my point is there is a sportsmanship aspect of it that both teams go out there for the coin toss, and they do shake hands before they play the game.
And I understand that, and they should do that, but I also think it's more important to shake hands after the game. When I taught school, if I was having an activity where the kids had competition, I never heard they would call fouls on themselves because that's what I taught them to do. They would be respectful to the other team. That's because I taught them what to do. And I don't think we're teaching that anymore, and it's a shame.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep. And like in football, they don't shake hands after the game, only voluntarily, right? And a lot of these kids know each other, but they don't have a line where they do it, right? Basketball does. Each sport is a little bit different. We'll take a break, come back. Byron, I'll get right to you. Other calls, questions, comments as we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio and our show fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF. Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes, we make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their gamberi salento, shrimp, fresh tomatoes, and zucchini sauteed in garlic and oil with penne pasta and Romano cheese.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-through, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Albuquerque. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
I'm sure you knew about Aiden King being the SEC Pitcher of the Year. He is now one of 5 pitchers up for College Pitcher of the Year. Not just the SEC, College Pitcher of the Year. Others are from USC, UC Santa Barbara, Texas, and Oregon State. So congratulations to him. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve, man. I tell you, Steve, sometimes I say I'm not calling, then Gator Man calls. I love his calls. And Mike, Steve, you know how long we've been calling your show, Mike, and I don't even want to talk about it. But I think we started out disagreeing more than anything. Steve, I got to be getting old. I'm starting to agree with Mike more than ever, man. But I'm not going to touch that subject. But Mike was a teacher, and I agree with everything he pretty much says there. Steve, getting into the real stuff, Miami pitching. I'm going to ask you a question, Steve. I've been watching them. I try to watch all these games. And they didn't seem to might be the best in the ACC. How do you rate us hitting? And I'm not trying to be negative because you know what could happen, but facing their pitching against our hitting, how do you think that affect the pitching we face in the SEC, if that question makes sense?
Well, we're going to see. I mean, obviously Florida did a good job, down in Miami. Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago. Both teams are a little different now. They don't have their best hitter, in my opinion, Daniel Cuvée, who's hurt. So he won't be playing. That won't help them. But their starting pitching is decent. We will see. But I think it's not really fair to say, well, a series that was played at the end of February, we can look at it what happened in May, because that's a long time ago.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. And hopefully our players have progressed. I mean, you talk about Lawson and Sear, and I get messed up with these names, McDonald. So it's time to show up and play, man. Make some money, guys, if you know what I mean. Steve, NBA. Steve, help me out, man. I'm so confused because, I've been watching the Knicks. I know they, I don't want to say we. Oklahoma series, what is it? Where is it at? 3-2? Is it? What is that going?
3-2. 3-2 OKC.
3-2. Okay. So you remember I told you it might be OKC the Knicks, but Steve, I'm gonna put this on the record. Earlier before this playoff, I told you to watch out for your Knicks. And then I'm a heat my Orlando fan, really. But I jumped on the bandwagon, and I told you I wanted a piece of that good pizza. I'm not going to say anything else. But, Steve, I tell you what, man, I have not just started this. New York is a wonderful town. Man, I went there to Navy, Northern Boulevard, I think it's LaGuardia, whatever the airport, but we stayed in that area a lot. Yeah, I love New York more than even Atlanta, and that's a good city, too. Steve, go Knicks, man. Go Gators.
Byron, thank you. David, this is probably the easiest email I'm going to get all day. Didn't Jeff say yesterday college baseball no longer has a handshake after games? If so, why did they cut it out, and where's the sportsmanship for young men? My point exactly. Cut it out. The only point I'm making about this is if you're going to have it, you do it. If you don't want it, don't do it, right? That's okay. Either way is fine by me. But it's black and white. If you think each sport shouldn't have a handshake line, then don't have it. But if you're going to have a handshake line and you're supposed to do it all the time, you do it. That's what I'm saying. Greg, hi.
Hey, Steve. I didn't call about this, but I got to comment on that. You know, Steve, as somebody who grew up playing from boys club when I first started contact football, moved over to rec department, thought it'd help me in high school football, played over there. I always hated that, man. If you got your butt kicked, I would just think, hey, good game, and I just kind of nod my head. And that, I mean, I always thought it was a joke, Steve, to be honest. People want to talk about good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship is when you light somebody up or they light you up, they help you back up. That's good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship is tapping somebody going, hey, man, that was a nice catch. That's good sportsmanship. Lining up with our dirty hands and shaking your hands and saying good game when you got your butt kicked 44-7, like I did by MCB Oil. I still remember the team at Boys Club. I never once said good game to any of them. I still remember that game. Third grader playing first year in contact. But I just think shaking hands is a joke. You saying good game when you got your butt kicked, it's a lie. I always thought that was a farce. But, Steve, I wanted to call you about the caps. Do you think that can happen, Steve? Because in my opinion, I think logic says the schools with the biggest donors and the most money will get the best athletes and thusly win the most championships. Do you agree?
Not if you have a cap.
No, I'm saying without a cap, the way it is
sure.
now.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Again, right, you have the House settlement where teams are supposed to only spend the $20 million. But that is circumvented. Right. It's so easy here. It's easy. It's really easy, but college won't do it. Do what the NFL does. Everybody in the NFL, from the horse crap Jets to the elite, Kansas City Chiefs, right, has the same cap, the same chance to do well. It's how you draft. It's how you coach. It's how the players come out, right? It's not about the money. Now, it is about how you manage the cap and how you pay this guy versus that guy and how you disperse your money. But what the NFL is willing to do that college isn't, and I get it, is we can be bad. The NFL accepts there's going to be bad teams. What college is going to accept we're going to be bad?
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. Yeah, and then you also have to look at that draft. Isn't it like when you have the worst, you get a higher pick or something? I'm not a big draft or recruit next, so isn't that kind of the deal? If you're like a really poor team, like the Saints back in the day, you would get like a higher draft pick, or am I wrong?
No, you did, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, there's so many different – because you say all the time, Steve, and God knows I've been listening to you since you came on the air, and you always say we're moving towards the NFL, whatever model.
Yep.
You always say that. And so we need to move to the NFL model with salary cap, in my opinion, because I just don't think it'll be fair for some schools that have these huge donors to buy the best athletes. We've already seen some leave Florida because they got more money somewhere else. No names. I'm already tired of that topic, and it affected the outcome of the game. So my point is if without a salary cap, we're just going to see the same schools that have the biggest donors in the championship games. And I love your show, Steve, and go Gators.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, we're going to switch gears here a little bit because Florida's hosting a regional. Troy's baseball coach going to join us, I hope, live from their bus on the way here. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Every pitch of Gator baseball, all season long, right here on WRUF, your home for Gator sports.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
If you're looking for premium, high-quality food served in an unforgettable atmosphere, you're going to love brunch at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
This is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet.
Complete with build-your-own omelet station, served every Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Reservations are encouraged, and walk-ins are always welcome.
Plus, you can enjoy bottomless, mimosas, and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Well, the Gators are in baseball hosting a regional this weekend. Troy University, one of the teams that's going to be in it. Our pleasure to bring in their head coach, Skylar Meade. They're on the bus coming down here to Gainesville. Coach, thank you for your time. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Oh, heck yeah. I as a Florida station, you would not be happy to hear where we're stopping in about 15 minutes for food. So I won't say too much about the town of Tallahassee, but that's where we'll be grabbing a little bit of grub, you know?
Yeah, you're right. That probably didn't endear you, but that's okay. All right, so a Gator fan comes in and sees your team, Coach. It's a long year, ups and downs. If a fan said to you, what kind of a year has it been for you, Skylar, how would you answer it?
Well, I mean, to get to this opportunity it's deserved, number one. But number two, I think that it doesn't make us the best team in the country. I'm by no means saying that, but I think we are without a shadow of a doubt the most battle-tested team in the United States. whether it be, injuries or adversities we've fought through internally, having the number one strength of schedule non-con in the country, the 6th overall. There hasn't been a non-Power 4 do that. We have found, at least in the last 25 years in college baseball, we cannot find a program that's done it. I mean, we were the first non-Power 4 to have a top 10 strength of schedule since South Florida 2018. Theirs was 9th. Ours is 6th. So you got to do some deep recon to find somebody crazy enough to have a schedule like we did, Fortunately, you guys are talking to them. But, no, look, I think we are a well-rounded, explosive, dynamic team. We have amazing offensive players. We have real stuff. We're playing better defense, probably the best defense we've played in my 5 years, and we've had great teams. But defense at times has been a bugaboo, but we're really handling the rock pretty well. But, man, we're entertaining. I will tell you this. If you get to watch the Troy Trojans, we can do it all. We have a flair for the dramatic. But, as we drive down to the city of Gainesville today and get a practice at a local high school, we are going to be a focused and very hungry group. We will not be fat and happy. What happened at 11:05 on Monday morning was deserved and expected, and now we're on to the next chapter.
All right, let's break this down, Skylar. Offensively, what kind of a club do you have?
Well, our leadoff hitter, Aaron Piasecki, is just a dynamo, one of the better bat the ball, but yet has juice hitters in the country. He's an elite hitter. I mean, you look through our lineup, Cobble, our conference player of the year, Jimmy Janicki. I just saw a draft board for next year. Jimmy's 12 on that draft board. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he is good.
Josh Pine, Steve Meyer, Drew Nelson was an all-conference first-team all-conference player. The bottom of our lineup has been really good recently with Sean Darnell, Jay Boroff, and Cody Markham. But, we got speed. We got power. We have a lot of left-handed hitters. That's been our thing. We just like them. I have nothing against right-handed hitters. Pine and Janicki and Boroff are good, but we really like those lefties. And, you'll see we can do some different things with the skill game. We can pressure you up a little bit, but we can also, 441 on you too. And so, and our offense has been really good at just grinding on guys because we've certainly seen the best of the best pitching-wise throughout the year. We were an honorary SEC member most this year with our schedule, so
I saw that.
We've gotten to see a lot of good arms, and we are certainly prepared from that. Doesn't mean that at first, I think there was at times this year, if I'm being totally transparent with you guys, like we got punched in the face with maybe some of the challenges, and look, I mean, go around, and I'll just use this example, and listen, I think the SEC is the best. So if anyone takes my words and flips them, they're just not hearing my point, but nobody in the SEC goes on the road and wins a lot of games, okay? Go look at the schedules. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. Well, we were going on the road in the SEC and playing, and we had some games we won there, and we had some we didn't. But we learned a lot, and we took those lessons we learned, and we put them into action as the year continued. And then, as you hope with what we did to challenge ourselves, and I mean this really offensively, we were our best in May as a team. We were our best offensively in May, and that was needed. And I think, as people get to see our team, you'll see it, man. These dudes are big, physical, and explosive, and hopefully you get to feel that when you're in the park with us starting on Friday night.
Coach, you mentioned about Florida's had their share of injuries too, and they're starting to get healthy now. Are you healthier now? Have you gone through those injuries? Are you pretty healthy now?
Well, as long as nobody does anything dumb on this bus ride, we're feeling pretty good. No, we are, and we've gone through our stuff. And, even golly, I don't know if it's happened to Florida or Miami or Ride or any of the teams, but my God, we might have been the sickest team in the country. I mean, I feel like 20 guys missed games for being sick. It was kind of ridiculous. But no, we're doing good. Knock on wood, we had a great lift this morning. There was really hardly any limitations in there for anybody. And, as long as practices go good these next 2 days, we should walk in there feeling pretty sturdy and strong.
Let's go to the Hill. Egan and Stubbs have had the majority of your starts. How do you feel with your pitching coming into the regional here? I feel really good. The one thing that I would tell you, and if you really dive into us,
we have had times, and this has happened many times recently, where we've pitched elite, but we kind of have one inning in there where we get a little bit gross and we don't finish the job. And that's something we got to rid ourselves of. I don't want that to be, when this ride ends, hopefully late in June, I don't want that to end up being our, kind of part of our DNA. I want us to rid ourselves of that because we're too talented. You'll see it. Stubbs is 97 from the left side. Alonzo, 96 out of the pen. Crotchwell, 97. Thigpen, 96, 97. We got dudes.
Jeez.
We can throw the rock, right? It's good arms. You mentioned Egan. He's a strikeout king. We got really good guys, but sometimes we got to fit. Cooper Ellingworth, he's been up to 96. I didn't even mention him. And so, but these guys got to finish the job, right? So whether that be, a 2-out, 2-strike pitch, whatever the case may be, I think we got to be a little bit better on that. Especially me speaking as a pitching guy, it's something that I'm going to demand these next couple of days that, they have to envision themselves. They have to put themselves in practice in those positions, finishing innings, finishing at bats, because that's going to be needed. We know that I think this is one of the better regionals across the board from a talent perspective. I don't think I need to speak to Gainesville radio and tell you how talented your players are in Florida. I know Miami's really good, and let me tell you something. Riders, no joke. They got a lot of good players, and so you better be buttoned up on the pitching side, and you better finish your job. When the inning's there to be finished, we got to do it.
Last thing, Skylar, obviously fans see pitching, fans see hitting, but defense is important too. Are you pleased with the way you play defense?
So I'll give you a funny stat. In the 23 regional, we were 8th in the country in strikeouts. We were 15th in homers, and we were 278th in the country in defense. And I don't know this to be a fact, but it probably is that you could print and be pretty confident. I think we were probably the worst at-large defense to ever make an NCAA tournament in the history of the sport in 2023. And we were great in 24, great team in 25. Obviously, we got hosed. But this is the best defense we've played. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, we got Ken Griffey Jr. and Omar Vizquel and Johnny Bench. But, man, we got really good guys. Josh Pine at third can make tons of great plays. Our first baseman, Blake Cobble, when he came to us, his defensive, run save score went up 7.8 in his first year. Steve Meyer can really go get it in center field. I feel really, really good about what we have done. We've been very consistent. We've spun the double play when it's there. But I do think we're going to have to make a couple great plays in pivotal moments, obviously, to win what's inevitably going to be really, really intense battles. So I'm excited to see our guys get the opportunity to do that. And I really do feel confident in saying to you guys that I think that they will. I know they're going to embrace a moment. That I can guarantee you. These guys are fearless. And if you yell at them enough, they perform really well. So I'm going to do a lot of yelling the next couple of days. You know what I mean?
I got you. Don't stay too long in that city you're going to, and get here safely. And I'm part of the radio broadcast team, so hopefully I got a chance to say hello to you and safe journey here, and good luck in the regional.
Hey, thanks so much. And then, just to be fair, so that I'm not hated in the city of Gainesville, we're simply grabbing our Cracker Barrel grilled chicken and mac and cheese. We're grabbing it, and it's about a 7-minute process, and we are going to keep on rolling to the great, fine city of Gainesville, Florida.
There you go, Coach. All right, man. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. Skylar Meade, good dude. And you know what? Troy traditionally has had a good baseball program. And he personifies, in talking to a couple of people, they're going to come in here loose, nothing to lose, and they're confident. And that can sometimes be a dangerous team that you can face. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Later on today, Cornelius Ingram's going to join us to talk about the Bridgewater Act that the state of Florida passed. And Huicho Hernandez, former Miami player, now part of the broadcast team. We'll talk about the Hurricanes coming to town for the regional. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Florida baseball is coming home to lead off the 2026 Gainesville Regional against Rider University. The Rider Broncs coming to Gainesville off a MAC Conference Championship and a 33-18 overall record. You can catch that game Friday right here on WRUF at 12:55 p.m. Running onto the track, Gators track and field jump into the first rounds of the NCAA Outdoor Championships. As they come into Lexington, Florida will look to capture their 8th outdoor national championship. Going on to the gridiron, Florida head coach John Summerall is 101 days away from his first game in the Swamp, and there is plenty of work to do. Summerall was asked this week what he hopes to bring from his 2 previous jobs in Florida. His answer? Toughness.
If we can get the bodies we got to be tough and play with competitive edge, I think we'll have a shot. We've got a long way to go. I didn't walk in and just go, oh yeah, we're there. We got some work to do.
Florida opens their season against FAU September 5th.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable. And when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player.
ever.
Soccer's biggest tournament and biggest stars are coming to Florida this summer. And the place to bet it all is on Hard Rock Bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Clouds and some sun today. High temperatures near 90. Feels like temperatures nearing 100. We'll see showers developing near the St. Johns River and the I-95 corridor, and most of our evening thunderstorms today should generally remain along and east of the I-75 corridor. Mostly cloudy skies for us tonight. Lows in the morning in the mid-70s. Showers possible before noon tomorrow. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
Gator baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, got some Facebook Live questions courtesy of Bruce Ogre State Farm. Tim, I think the AAU culture in youth basketball has contributed to a lack of sportsmanship. A lot of talented teams and players that beat up on lesser talent when they win by 40 or 50 points. I think social media may also play a role. YouTube question, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Greg thinks a cap at NIL is needed. Otherwise, schools with the biggest donors will win the most championships. Jim, did I mention the Senate bill also prevents coaches from leaving their team before the season is over? Thank God, he says. Another YouTube question from Mortal Jim. Wonder if this was the NCAA's long game the whole time. Let chaos ensue after the antitrust ruling until Congress passes this exception. Yeah, maybe. BB, this has been bothering him. Being given the opportunity to host a regional has some inherent responsibilities and expectations. Was there any official statement or response from either coach or the university concerning all the negative behavior surrounding softball? No. It would seem something like, this is the University of Florida, this will not happen again, would be appropriate. I think that the faster this can die, as far as they're concerned, the better. And I think it eventually will. I don't think there's much question about that. Tony, disappointing series for softball. Didn't like the way our girls acted for most of the weekend. I get Mia was a huge story, but the home run that basically ended Game 3 is because they let their guard down after striking her out. Like they needed to stop the game and have a parade after she struck out. Disappointing ending as well for women's golf. Hope baseball and Coach Deacon's squads have better endings to 2026. Yeah, I mean, look, Coach Glazer, though, has done a really nice job with women's golf. They were in the NCAAs again, and that is certainly a good thing. By the way, I want to thank my friend John for this. He sends me articles, and this is interesting about the NCAA tournament. Who's hot? Alabama State and the Citadel have each won 8 straight entering regionals. Also, Boston College has lost 4 in a row, entering its game against Liberty as the number 2 seed in Athens. Kentucky has dropped 3 in a row and 11 of 16, and they got in. I was asked this yesterday. That was the team that surprised me a little bit. And then there's the saga of East Carolina, a really good baseball program. They got the automatic bid in the American. They won the conference tournament. They have never reached the College World Series, and they've been in the NCAA tournament 35 times. So in those 35 appearances in the NCAA tournament, which is a great accomplishment, they've not ever been to Omaha. They're in their 8th straight regional, 10th in 11 years. And, of course, Florida State never won a national championship, and they've been there 61 previous times. Never won it. One first-time participant. I didn't know this. Tarleton State is in. 37-19. They won the WAC tournament, and they're in the Texas regional. And as far as a tough region. I think Kansas is a tough region. Nebraska's region, too. Mississippi is there. Arizona State is also there as a 3 seed. And they got a player who's got 28 homers on Arizona State. And here's an interesting stat. Regional hosts have advanced to supers 66% of the time since the tournament went to its current format in 1999. Last year, 9 hosts won regionals. The fewest, 7. So almost half on a bad year advance. That was in 2007 and 2014 when 7 went. So we'll see what happens this year. And Georgia, I didn't know this. They've now led the nation in home runs 2 straight years. They've had 149 homers in 58 games. 4th straight year with at least 100 homers. And then, who is this guy, right? First baseman Quentin Coates. He plays for Cincinnati. He's a 6'3", 225-pound sophomore. He's got 28 homers, 78 RBI, and ranks 3rd in the Big 12 with a .764 slugging percentage. He went hitless in just 6 games. They played, I think, 50-something games, and only in 6 did he not get a hit. And how about this? Would you consider Massachusetts a baseball hotbed? They have 3 teams in a regional. Yeah, Boston College, Holy Cross, I knew those 2. Northeastern is also in there. So there you go. Thanks, John, for that. Just some NCAA regional tidbits to pass along. And again, I want to thank Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of our show today. Quality Plumbing, their name says it all. And in our next hour, Cornelius Ringham's going to join us, the coach at Hawthorne, to talk about the Bridgewater bill that was just signed. And then Huicho Hernandez, former Miami player, part of the broadcast team, will talk Hurricanes baseball. That's coming up an hour or 2 of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF.
Gator baseball is in full swing, and the road to Omaha runs through WRUF.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most and put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together, helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Hour 2 of Sports Scene commences now with Michael as our producer today. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of the program. Our first hour brought to you by Quality Plumbing. Our second hour brought to you by our friends at Domino's Pizza. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late night cravings. Nobody delivers like Domino's. You can order at GatorDomino's.com. We come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio and fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. We're going to get Cornelius Ingram, the Hawthorne football coach, to join us here. In the meantime, we will tell you how to get a hold of us as we normally do. B&D Electric text line, 352-325-3777. Titan MRI Imaging phone line, 392-8255. International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. And all of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. Michael will give us Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, and all YouTube questions, courtesy of the place where Coach Spurrier does his banking, Campus USA Credit Union. All right, let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line and bring in the head football coach at Hawthorne. Cornelius Ingram joins us on the program. C.I., it's good to talk to you again. Been a while. I thought of you and several others when I saw the Bridgewater Act was passed. When you saw that, what were your thoughts? Do you think it's good for the Do you think it's good for the sport?
I do, to a certain extent. I think for some coaches that might be in a smaller program, smaller town. A lot of times you don't have the financial support some of the other schools might have. So there are certain things you want to help with out of your pocket that, of course, we couldn't beforehand. And when you think about it, Steve, right, there's so many kids, probably in every program, there's at least one or two kids that might struggle with the ride.
Yep.
From getting from practice, especially if it's a later practice. There's certain kids that might struggle with a hot meal. And I know all of the coaches that I've been around, of course, everyone wants to help. Everyone wants to help. So I think the rule was perfect timing for everyone. I think it'll benefit all of the coaches because they feel like all of us feel like we can help our football team in some kind of way.
Sometimes things that are well-intentioned can go, sideways if things aren't, policed right. How will that work? Like, who would oversee this? Like, if somebody did something wrong, who would oversee this? Do you know?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Right. I don't know if you whenever you spend money, are you going to have to turn your receipt in to someone at the county? I really don't know. We're still trying to figure out the same details as well. But again, you don't want it to get out of hand because, right, there's some people who could really benefit from it if they have this huge pot that they can choose from and they can help their players. And but yeah, I'm totally lost with that. Don't understand it right now, but hopefully we can get some things cleared up.
And I saw maybe a little more in the stipend category too.
Yes, yes.
That helps, right?
Of course, yeah, of course. Right, you read about it all the time, Steve, and rightfully so. I think coaches put themselves in positions to help their families financially with taking jobs, and I'm more so speaking for of course the state of Florida, who is probably the lowest paid state as far as high school coaches. And right, you see it every day where these guys or whoever, they're leaving to go to Georgia, Alabama, where the stipend is much bigger, and people can really help take care of their families. So I know the entire state of Florida. If you're a high school coach, I know everyone is excited about that because of course I might be biased just a little. I think it's the best high school football is in the state of Florida. So we have some of the best coaches, but unfortunately, in the past, coaches would have to leave and go to different states to get paid more money. So, again, I know we're definitely excited about that stipend going up.
When your football season starts, you'll be in a new classification, 1A instead of rural. And, man, I saw some of the teams that are there just in your district. That's going to be a pretty big challenge.
Yep. No, it'll be another step for us. My guys are wired kind of different, so they accept the challenge. They're excited about the season, but there's some great programs. There's some great programs already in 1A, and then some of the other schools that were in the rural class with us also moved up, of course, like Madison County, Blountstown, Pahokee, like those traditionally good programs are also up in that 1A class as well. So it'll be tough. But we're geared up to have a great off season that I'm excited about. And again, my guys, they definitely accept the challenge.
I know what you must have gone through in, leaving, coming back, making the decision that you did. And that's all, I'm sure, for you, happily behind you now. But I can ask you this in retrospect. How difficult was it for you thinking about all of that, going through all of that, And what was going through your mind when you had to decide what eventually you were going to do?
It was a lot. It was something where, I would talk to, my parents, of course, my wife about it. And I also prayed about the situation, almost every single night. And it was difficult, right? Because I will say this, getting into the coaching realm of things, the coaching world, for me, it has always been about the kids, number one. Always has been about the kids, number one. And I've always felt like I was the type of person where I would be fine. I felt like I could get a job anywhere, whether it was on a college level, whether it was coaching at a bigger, high-paying high school. Almost my entire career I felt this way, Steve. And I've been here at Hawthorne my entire career. But I always knew I could take care of myself and my family if I wanted to take a next step. But it's always been about the kids for me. So it was very tough because a lot of my kids, they can't play anywhere else. If I'm being honest, a lot of my kids might not be able to adapt to a bigger school setting. So it was important for me to make sure the kids were taken care of first. And my older brother, he's the AD, and I was going through the process. I was checking in with him, and I was constantly asking, hey, what's the job search looking like? He's like, listen, there's a couple of people called, but they're like, we're not taking the job. Like, we don't think it'll be any kids there. They felt like all the kids would leave, and now a lot of the kids, most of all of the kids, basically said that to me, which was kind of true. I will say that, but I wanted to make sure our kids were comfortable. Of course, all of them love playing here. We've established ourselves as a powerhouse, as a really good football program, not team, a really good football program. As long as I'm here year in and year out, I feel like we will have a really good program. Our older guys, they do an amazing job by setting the tone. Even when they graduate, the younger guys fall in line. Even if new guys show up, they fall in line because the culture is different here. We've been able to build over the years, and it's going to be that way for a while. But very tough decision, Steve. Very tough decision.
Let me, Ann, I'll put your Gator hat on here. Billy Napier was here, good guy. It just didn't work out. But you played for a coach and a coaching staff that, demanded toughness, and we won't even go into, what maybe wouldn't be allowed now, right? But when you see Sumrall, he has, in my opinion, a lot of urban in him. What do you think of the hire? Do you think he will get the job done?
I think he will get the job done. I saw Coach Meyer at one of the basketball games this past season at the home game, and we talked for a while. And it was actually before I met Coach Summerall. So Coach Meyer raved about him. Like, I'm talking maybe 10, 15 minutes, he raved about him. He said, listen, I'll be around because this is the guy. And just hearing it from someone I have a lot of respect for and I had the opportunity to play for, and probably one of the all-time greatest college football coaches of all time, it meant something coming from him. And when I had the opportunity to meet Coach Summerall, you can feel his energy, man. Like, he's excited about the season. The guys that's in the program love and respect him already. You would think he's been in our program for almost 2 years now, just because the way he interacts with all of the guys. He's in the loop. He's involved. Like, he's walking through the weight room. He's walking through every drill, and he's talking a little trash, right? So the guys kind of feed off of that. But just his energy alone is totally different from what we've been used to over the years. And I truly believe this is our guy. I'm definitely excited about this upcoming season for sure.
Last thing here, I want to give you a lot of props here as a dad. For your son, playing basketball. Yep. He could have gone someplace else. He might have had playing time someplace else, and he's playing here. When you watch him and you see his development, let people who are listening know about his development and where he is and fits in with the program.
Listen, he will be one of those guys that'll help us win a lot of games next year. It was great to see the flashes this past season, and right going into everything, Steve. Right, CJ, he's a very mature kid, so he understood the guys that were returning to the program. He understood that this program was coming off a national championship year, and nowadays, again, right, everyone has their own personal reasons for transferring. I know with CJ, it wouldn't be because of playing time. It wouldn't be because of being coached too hard because, right, we've talked about all these things. He has a great support system. I'm looking forward to him having a huge year. Whether he comes off the bench or not, he will help us win a lot of basketball games because he's a great teammate. He's a team-first type of guy. And, right, the program it speaks for itself, right? We've been able to do some special things over the last couple of years. I know a lot of people might be upset about not repeating this past year, but the pieces are in place. He's surrounded by great players, great coaches, and he wants to be in Gainesville. And I think that's probably the most important thing for CJ. And he'll get better every single day. I'm excited about his future. And it should be a fun season.
It should be a real fun season. It should be a fun season for you, too, when football rolls around again, and we'll be talking then, too. Always appreciate
Absolutely.
you, my friend. Thank you, C.I.
You know it. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Cornelius Ingram. I'm going to tell you, I've known him since he played here and when he played at Hawthorne. And the decision that he had to make was an agonizing one. And the fact that he decided to stay home because, frankly, he was afraid there wouldn't be a program. I mean, he could have just said, I've done my time here. I want to get a bigger job. And he certainly would have gotten a job. Says a lot about that guy. We'll take a break, come back. We'll open the phone lines for you. We'll talk Miami baseball with Huicho Hernandez from their broadcast network at the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, call us up, email us, whatever. We'll talk some sports here on Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Florida Track and Field is set to jump into the first rounds of the NCAA Outdoor Championships. The Gators sprint off tonight at 6 p.m., looking to capture their 8th Outdoor National Championship. Stepping up to the plate, Florida baseball leads off the 2026 Gainesville Regional against MAC champion Rider University. You can catch that game Friday right here on WRUF at 12:55 p.m. In other Gator news, there's 101 days until Florida football kicks off the 2026 season in the John Summerall era versus FAU. Summerall said departing Tulane had to be on his terms.
So if Florida or any other school that wanted to offer me their head coaching job was going to tell me the terms they needed it to be on, the answer for me was I can't take the job, sorry. I just can't do it. Because those kids had given me just too much.
Summerall won the American with Tulane and took them to the college football playoff.
Hey, folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene from our B&D Electric text line. Coach Gator, I was a youth coach for 20 years in Alachua County, coached baseball, fast pitch softball, AAU basketball, Pop Warner football. I've always preached sportsmanship. That's essential, part of the game. YouTube question, and those are courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Darren, how much do you think college kids should get paid? Is there a number that a school could pay a quarterback that would make you reevaluate? No. Marketplace, right? If somebody is good enough to make the money they make, more power to them. But there are also consequences, right? Like, again, I'm going to go to the NFL. You have a salary cap. How you break that down is important, because if you pay too much money to a few players and don't have enough left over, well, what happens? You're top heavy, and chances are you're not going to be particularly good. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Dan is there. Hi, Dan.
Good afternoon, Steve.
Yes,
Steve,
sir.
I have not been listening yesterday or today, but I would like to say something about the softball, if that's okay.
All right.
Vito Corleone told his son Michael, keep your friends close, your enemies closer, right?
Yeah.
So I like to look at what other people are saying. And so I came across an article in the Lubbock Avalanche Journal written by a guy named Nathan Geis. Have you talked about that at all?
Nope.
Okay. Just a paragraph, if you can indulge me. It's talk about, it said it could have been over there, but after Florida head coach Walton was ejected in the fifth inning, his players refused to gather up for the customary handshake line with the Red Raiders. It's a tradition that, quite frankly, has run its course, but the message is clear. You may have beaten us, humiliated us on our home field, but we still don't like you. talking about that sort of animosity experiencing firsthand are two different things. Listen to this now. The SEC collusion to keep Texas Tech off the schedule was done in the shadows, behind closed doors, away from the players' eyes and ears. Most of the mudslinging was done through anonymous sources. It's hard to get a firm grip on what that really means unless it gets brought to your face. So I know you love conspiracy, right?
I have no idea what that means. Zero.
What he said?
Yes.
Well, what he's saying is that the SEC deliberately avoided scheduling Texas Tech in order to reduce their strength of schedule.
Okay. Now I see. Okay.
And so, I'm sorry, I should have read and so therefore they got the 11th seed, and it's all collusion on part of the SEC.
I'll answer that. Okay.
What?
Is the SEC the only conference that has ranked softball teams?
I assume not. That's why I'm thinking.
Yeah,
where is this coming from?
I mean, if there's proof of that, present it. Number one, and number two, let's just say that's true. Let's just say the SEC said, "Hey, to hell with you, Texas Tech. We don't want to schedule you. All right, go schedule UCLA. Go schedule somebody else. Okay, do that."
Well, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm just saying to them, this is not to you, it's to them, then schedule somebody else. There's other teams that are good.
Yeah, but anyway, I guess they're really taking a hard tack on this relationship between the two programs.
Oh, sure.
I just thought that because I like to read what other people say instead of just getting a bunch of homegrown stuff, if you will.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, look, they're going to have a different slant there,
exactly.
Obviously, right? So,
yeah.
After today, this will die down. I have not heard anybody nationally talk about, doing away with the handshake. Now, baseball's done that. I don't think the world is a worse place that they don't have that anymore. So if softball decided to do that, okay, we'll see what happens.
Well, if anybody's interested in reading it, it's in the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, and it was written on the 24th, the day of the game. So,
all right.
Anyway, enjoy listening to you, and hopefully we'll see you Friday afternoon.
All right, Dan, thank you. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Steve. I tell you what, the more I thought about it after I heard about the fans, how a lot of them gave Jason Williams a hard time with the softball game on Sunday, the angrier I got. I don't know if a lot of people realize it, but Billy Dobbin brought Jason Williams down here from Marshall when he came here to coach Florida. It got the ball rolling for quite a few national Final Fours that he won, plus a couple of national championships. When they gave Jason Williams a hard time, that's like giving Billy Donovan a slap across the face, and I didn't like it at all. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you, John. With all respect, John, of all the things I've heard today in an hour and a half, I would not agree with that the most. Because first of all, what was, quote, done, unquote, to Jason Williams was grossly over-exaggerated. And let's just be upfront about this. It was ugly. The whole way that went down was ugly. But Dustin has an email here, in the National Diamond Center email, about the Texas Tech pitchers, shifting in and out. Should they change the rule? I think there should be a discussion about it to limit maybe the amount of times you can do it, because it is unique. I will say that. And they didn't do anything that is not allowed. It's a rule. You can do that. But maybe because of the way they did it, do the softball powers need to take a look at that and say, do we need to alter it, change it, eliminate it, whatever? I think, Dustin, it'd be something that they need to do. We'll take a break, come back, and then we hope to be joined by Huicho Hernandez to talk Miami baseball. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
The best conversations happen with Los Linderos tequila, like this recent conversation between 2 Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Linderos tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
Bush Auto Repair and Gator Transmission is Gainesville's no-hassle, no-overcharge repair shop since 1954. From same-day maintenance jobs to transmission repairs, their ace techs fix it right the first time to get you back on the road. It's the straight talk and excellence you'd expect in the Swamp. Whatever your car needs, trust Bush Auto Repair and Gator Transmission. Keeping cars on the road since 1954. Call 352-372-0138 or visit bushautorepair.com.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
That is the Spencer Davis Group, and in that band is a teenaged Stevie Winwood. Yeah, great stuff. Welcome back to Sports Scene. We're going to go now to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line as we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio and, of course, fueled by our friends at Southeast Car Agency. The Miami Hurricanes coming to town as part of the Gainesville Regional. Of course, they played earlier in the year. And we're going to talk to ACC network analyst Huicho Hernandez to talk about this matchup. Huicho, good to have you. Thanks for doing this.
It's always great being on your show. Thank you for having me back. I was waiting for you while we were on hold, and
I thought it was appropriate that as I waited for you, you had the Miapa commercial for Cuban food on hold. So that was pretty neat. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man, it just happened that way, and it's a great place too, and they got great food there. Okay, I mean, look, obviously, when two teams play in February or early March, it's not an indicator, but Daniel Cuvée will not play. Is that correct? What's his timeline?
Yeah, there's really no timeline. I don't think there's a ton of confidence that he'd be back this year. He's been dealing with a back injury. And, you see him around the team. You see him around the dugout. He's in great spirits. But anytime you're dealing with, someone of his stature and a back issue, they're just not going to take any chances. So he's not scheduled to play, and I'm not sure, depending on how far the Hurricanes get, we'd see Daniel Cuvée again in an orange and green uniform. He's expected to be a high draft pick, so we'll see how that plays out.
As you look at Miami from the time that Florida played them, end of February, 1st of March, to now, Weicho, what have you seen with this Miami team?
Yeah, I think when they played Florida early on, by far, Florida was their greatest test. You look at some of the schedule that Miami faced before Florida came into town, and not the toughest schedule. And then Florida comes in and they lose those two games. And then last game, of course, getting rained out. I think since then, Miami's probably a little bit better battle tested than they were back then. But at the same time, they're also a team that's got a little beat up. You mentioned Cuvée. Not having Cuvée in the lineup, despite the backups doing a great job. I think this kid Milano's done an amazing job filling in. But I don't care how good you are, it's hard to replace Daniel Cuvée in the lineup. So I think that's the one obvious thing. I do think from a pitching standpoint, their starters have settled in. I thought they went through a phase there where Calera had a little bit of a rocky few weeks there during the middle of the season. Started with the Florida, but I thought he settled in nicely down the stretch. Evans is one of the top pitchers in the ACC. I think he's done a really good job. And then I still think, when you go out there with your Sunday starter who started the season as your ace, you're in a pretty good spot. The big issue is going to continue being, how does the bullpen perform? If you look at Miami throughout the season, when the bullpen performs well, they seem to win games. It's as simple as really commanding the strike zone and pitching ahead on the count. When they don't do that, they have a hard time.
Defensively, look, sometimes this, Weicho, numbers can, but feeling less than 960, has defense been a problem?
Oh boy, don't get me started on that one. Yeah, I'll tell you, as a former middle infielder, I watch these games and I'm like, how can it be that with the talent that's on the field, this team could average an error and a half per game? The better defensive teams in the country will be somewhere around half an error to 0.7 errors per game, and Miami's clearly way over that at 1.5. And the problem is when they've had them, they come in bunches. It's not like they get one. It's like, all right, this game we're going to have 3 or 4, and it's puzzling. I've talked to the coaches about it, and it's gotten to the point where it's become a mental thing. But their defense, when you talk about bullpen and having struggles in the bullpen, when you have a defense the way Miami's had this year, that doesn't make things any better.
A couple of guys at the end of the game in terms of just numbers of saves. Glidewell, and I think it's Bilka, the other guy. Is there a clear closer here?
Yeah, I think Glidewell's still the guy. If you said, is there a clear closer, I'd probably say, there's not probably a clear one. It's going to be situational. But I think Glidewell is the guy that they go to more often to close games. It wasn't the case when they started the season, but he had this incredible stretch that kind of secured him as the closer for the program. But I do think they feel confident that if Glidewell's not available, they'll go to Bilka, who's the closer when the season started. So it's kind of a little bit of a two-headed monster right now, with Glidewell having slight advantage.
Ranked, I think 3 and 5 against ranked teams. Weicho, that's not a lot of resume, if you will, against ranked teams. Does that hurt Miami at all?
Well, it hurts them from the standpoint of where they stand with RPI and the rankings, but that doesn't matter anymore, right? That's done. That's played out. Miami's the number 2 seed going to Gainesville. I think from a confidence level, like I said, I think they feel like they could play with anybody. They've they've had some people in their schedule that were supposed to be ranked and were not ranked by the time they played them. Things didn't play out well for them from that standpoint. But I think at this point, this is a veteran team. I don't think they're coming into any regional thinking, okay, well, we haven't really played a lot of people. It's a veteran team. I think they're going to be okay when it comes to that. I'm not sure that it will play much.
Last two things. You've between end of February and now, a lot's changed for both teams. If Miami comes in here and wins this regional, Weicho, what does it have to do?
I think first they got to play clean baseball. If they don't play clean baseball, I don't think they have the firepower to overcome the errors in something like a regional tournament. You can get through a game here or there, but you're not going to get through the regionals unless you play clean baseball. And then second, it's going to come down to bullpens. I mean, this is you get into these double elimination tournaments, you're not going to live off the first three starters. You got to have some arms out of that bullpen. So I would look for, is Nick Roberts going to be a key contributor out of the bullpen? He's obviously got all the talent in the world. He's coming back from injury. He's 100% health-wise, but he's not 100% from an experience standpoint. He's still getting back to his rhythm. But you need that bullpen to really come in and win a game, maybe two for you, and not just win only when your starters go 7 innings. I think those are the two things you look for. You'd expect them to score runs. I mean, they got, even without Cuvée, they're not the same offense, but they're still a very good offense. They're going to manufacture runs, especially with the power numbers. But if they don't play defense or they don't get that bullpen right, it shouldn't be an extended series for them.
All right, great stuff. I appreciate you, Weicho, doing this. Thank you for telling us about the Hurricanes. And are you coming up?
I'm not going to be coming up. I'm actually traveling this weekend. Otherwise, I'd be up there. I love college baseball, and there's nothing better than the Gators and the Canes when they play. So hopefully they do have a matchup or maybe two this weekend. I at least get to watch it on TV.
Okay. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for your time.
You guys do a great job. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. Weicho Hernandez, ACC Network, and covering the Hurricanes and a former Hurricane player. They only field 958, and that's not great. Their team ERA is almost 5. They hit 304 even without Cuvée. So, decent hitting team. But, and again, with all respect, because a lot can change when you see somebody in late February. I thought Florida was clearly the better team then. We'll see if it translates here. Okay. Jim emailed me, International Diamond Center email. Jim, you stole my thunder. I got to admit, you stole my thunder. This was going to be my closing, if I'm an attorney, right, my closing argument when it came to this handshaking business. Okay? What is the sport? What is the sport that is as physical as it gets, where there are fights, where officials have to come in and separate players, and yet after the game, what do? They get in a line and they shake hands. The sport is hockey. So I'll be damned. If you can do that in hockey, you can sure as heck do it in any other sport. He says, I find it ironic in ice hockey, teams can beat the tar out of each other for the entire game, then shake hands and embrace opposing players after the game like they're long-lost friends. I guess it's true. Hockey players are a different cut of athlete. Yeah. Jim, like I said, you stole my thunder because that was the sport I was going to bring up. Don't tell me you can't do that after the heat of a game. I mean, you high sticking and fighting and, oh, hey, good game, man. I mean, come on. So, I mean, is there still animosity when they go in that line? Are they long-lost friends? No, but it's part of the tradition of the sport to do that. And to be fair, every sport is different in its tradition. And even in, college to pro, there are differences. But, when I hear, you can't shake hands because of the animosity, hockey is example A of games that can get super intense and super physical with fights, and yet they do it. So don't tell me, my point in all that, if you want to shake hands, fine. If you don't, that's fine too, whatever. But don't tell me you can't do that after the heat of a game. because there's proof every night in the NHL where they do exactamundo that. Okay? Thank you very much. End of discussion. We're done with that. We'll see if anybody else has anything to say about it when the powers that be get together and figure this out. And as an aside, I'm bummed that Florida's not in the College World Series. I am. I always look forward. I had the pleasure of calling softball in Coach Walton's first couple of years here when they went to when they went to Oklahoma City. It was a lot of fun. Those were Stacey Nelson years. I got to go out there. And it's much like Omaha, it's a great event. But I think just like in baseball, there are challenges in softball. Do you move the fence back because of the proliferation of home runs, right? Are games getting too long? That was the knock with baseball, that games were too long and fans didn't want to sit there for 3 hours and, so I don't know. Do you move the fences back? I don't know. Do you outlaw the pitching changes that you can do in softball and not in baseball? I think though there should be some interesting discussions among the powers that be in that sport to figure that thing out. We'll take a break. Final segment, still time to hear from you. By the way, let me give you a quick thing here. Tomorrow, if all goes right, Joe Healy, D1 Baseball, will join us to talk about the NCAA field and his thoughts. Andrew Moten, Gator great, just elected to the Hall of Fame here. Part of the M&M boys with Maxwell and Moten. He'll be here to talk about that. And then Dr. Barry Davis. Dr. Barry Davis is the coach at Rider, the baseball coach. He will hopefully join us tomorrow to talk about Rider's baseball team. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports
I'm
Center.
Caroline Walsh. After a disappointing 4-8 season, new Florida football head coach John Summerall has his work cut out for him. Luckily, at the SEC spring meeting, Summerall said he's been talking to the right people.
Urban's been great, man. Coach Spurrier's been great. When those two guys call, I pick up. I don't have to look very far to find great resources for what it looks like to be successful in Florida.
Florida is back in the swamp September 5th against FAU. On the diamond, Florida baseball is gaining momentum at the right time. The Gators won 8 of their last 10 games to lift them into the NCAA tournament's number 8 seed. Florida is back at home Friday to open the Gainesville Regional against Rider. Coverage on WRUF starts at 12:55. Away from home, Florida track and field has a big week ahead of them. 43 Gators are in Kentucky today, looking to qualify for the NCAA Outdoor Championships. 24 athletes hold top 10 seeds in the East preliminary round that runs until Saturday.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Attention local and regional CDL-A drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Clouds and some sun today. High temperatures near 90. Feels like temperatures nearing 100. We'll see showers developing near the St. Johns River and the I-95 corridor, and most of our evening thunderstorms today should generally remain along and east of the I-75 corridor. Mostly cloudy skies for us tonight. Lows in the morning in the mid-70s. Showers possible before noon tomorrow. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
Hey, it's Jeff Cardozo. Your only home for Gator baseball is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2. Your home for Gator sports.
Domino's Pizza sponsoring the second hour of Sports. And don't forget, check out our clip of the day on WRUF Facebook and YouTube at WRUF Home of the Gators, brought to you by Fairlife Milk. All right, I got 4 minutes to take 2 calls. Bernard, go.
Hey, man, that was interview you did with that guy from Troy. Got me excited. They stopped in Tallahassee to get something to eat. I bet you $100 they stopped at a Golden Corral. It took me back when I played high school ball. We go out the counter. They give us our meal money. We go to McDonald's, get a Big Mike and fries and a drink. And, you did the one with the guy from Florida Gulf Coast. He was the chemistry teacher. I like that. Hey, this Miami thing coming here. We just had Texas Tech. Do you think the possibility this thing could get intense? This was at stake with a possibility to go to the College World Series.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. I mean, define intense, but sure. I mean, when Florida and Miami play in baseball, it's a rivalry. There's a history. Both teams really don't care for each other in terms of, school to school. But I would hope they would just keep that between the lines and not do anything stupid to take away from, the game in the regional.
Hey, last question. Do you think they just seeding, or do you think the NCAA does this kind of stuff intentionally?
Well, remember, back in the day, they used to really do it more because think of what this is, Bernard. What do they call them? Regionals, right? So if something is regional, you try to get teams in a region to, come to wherever you're at. So it's not Florida's had Bethune-Cookman here, Florida A&M here, Miami's been here. So it's not unusual if a team qualifies from the state to have one of them come here. But, it just depends on the year, just depends on what the committee decides.
All right, man. Thank you. You have a great day.
Appreciate you, Bernard. Thank you. Top Jimmy, you got about a minute and a half. Go.
Okay, thanks, sir. Just to clarify something, you after you read that email from the one guy in regard to hockey, after a game is over, whether it's regular season or the playoffs, they don't go through a handshake line.
Yes, they do.
They leave the ice after a game, after a series, series ends.
Okay. Yes.
If they play,
but my point is, still, the point I was trying to make, I don't care if it's a series or a game. It's physical. They fight. They high stick, all that. They still go through a line.
Okay, but not after an actual individual game. After a series.
Okay, that's fine. But you get the point I'm making.
Yes, indeed. And one other thing. Damn it! I lost my train of thought, and I know you're up against the break.
Yeah,
Matt.
just give me a call back tomorrow when you think of it.
All right.
All right,
you,
Todd, Jimmy. Appreciate you. Yeah, I thought it was after every game. Maybe it's not. I haven't watched, and because you don't usually show, the end of a hockey game like that. But I do know they do it. Is my point. And if you can do it in that physical a sport, whatever. But that is our show for today, and we appreciate you consuming it. We'll do it again tomorrow. Kevin and the Sports Lab gang are next. Stick around for that. I'll see you tomorrow for a Thursday edition of Sports Scene. I'm Steve Russell. You're listening to WRUF. Enjoy the rest of your day. So long, everybody.
NBA playoffs. Play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida Bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida Bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
It's lunchtime, and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill